Hey, good morning, everyone. We'll get started in a couple of minutes. Okay, well, I guess we'll get started. Thank you for joining, everyone. So my name is Gerardo. I'm the founder and CEO of Chartnote, and today we're going to do a quick overview of Chartnote, some of the features, and we'll do some demos, and then we'll go on to some questions. If you have any questions at any point, there is a chat. Feel free to write your questions over there, and we'll answer them. So we started Chartnote 4 years ago, and it was a very basic platform. And what it did was basically dot phrases or smart phrases. We call them snippets. And a snippet, if you haven't tried, is basically you write a little abbreviation and then expands a block of text.
This
So
webinar is being.
For example, give me 1 second. Hey, Austin.
Hey.
Okay, Austin is joining us. He's gonna help us. He's gonna be our patient today for a demo. Anyway, so these snippets, for example, if you type @HGN hashtag and then hit enter or click here, it's gonna expand the snippet. Your free basic account comes preloaded with thousands of snippets, and you can create your own. We have a community where other clinicians share their best practices and documentation, their templates, and you can steal them from them and then edit them and make them your own. You can create your own snippets and share them as well. And that's a way to expedite your medical documentation. We then added voice-to-text recognition. So if anyone has used Dragon in the past, we have a very similar product, and you can do basic speech-to-text. So you dictate, and then your words appear on the screen. We have a fantastic medical vocabulary, very accurate, and it's way cheaper than Dragon. But that's not our main feature. I guess over a year ago, we added AI, and it was really a game changer. And this has been our most popular feature for over a year. Mainly our AI Scribe. And the AI Scribe, what it does is basically it listens to the conversation between you and your patient and then creates a note. Now, sometimes that's not possible. Sometimes you have a patient that doesn't talk, or maybe you just want to dictate your own note. And that's where we have another feature called Voice Chart. And Voice Chart, what it does is basically you record your note, like old school dictation. 10 years ago when we didn't have speech recognition, we used to use transcriptionists, and if you remember, you will see your patient, then go dial a number, call, leave a voicemail to someone on the other side of the world, and then the transcriptionist will listen to your recording, type the note, and then send it back to you after a few hours. So we are trying to do the same, but just takes a few seconds, and your note is well structured and it's right there in front of you. So that's what voice chart is. And then we have Copilot, and Copilot is basically, if you ever use ChatGPT, it's pretty much the same thing, but in a secure environment and within the context of your note. So you can ask any questions about the documentation you're doing. You can, for example, if you see a patient and you want to send a referral letter, you can, with that context, you can use Ask the AI to write a referral letter. Maybe you want to, it helps to write some DME requirements. Anyway, the possibilities are endless. You can ask for help with your differential diagnosis if you want it. So we'll get into those in a minute. So if you don't have an account, it's free. Please create an account. When you log in, this is what you're going to see. You are going to have this main screen on the left side, just to orient you. This is where all your notes are going to appear. So if you create a new account, this is going to be empty, but as you start creating notes, you're going to start seeing your notes appearing here. And then on the right side, we have some helpful menus. We have, well, first, we have the chat support. It's available 24/7. If you have any questions, you can just click and chat with some of our customer support representatives. And you can quickly go to billing. We have a help desk. We have some video tutorials that are super helpful. Patient lists, if you have patients in Chartnote. And the library is where all your snippets and templates live. One thing that I failed to mention earlier, our platform is 100% private and secure. We're HIPAA compliant. And if you want to learn more about that, there's a link here. You can go to our trust portal to see all that information. Anyway, we have the platform available in a couple of languages. We're expanding that. Let's jump into our most popular feature, which is the AI Scribe. So you, depending on your practice, it might make sense for you to use the AI Scribe on your computer versus your phone. So if you are an ED physician, perhaps you're going to multiple rooms. It might, your workflow might be that it's easier for you to carry your phone, download the Chartnote mobile app, and record on your phone. Also, if you are using primarily desktop computers don't have good internal microphones. So if you do use a desk computer, I advise you get an omnidirectional microphone from Amazon. They're like $30. If you're using a laptop, they're pretty good. They will capture the audio, so you're good. So you have some options there. So we're gonna today we're gonna use the app just for to demo also the app, how it works. So because we're using the audio on this webinar, I'm gonna call Austin, and let's see. No, actually, I'm gonna record on my phone, and we're gonna use the audio from the computer. So Austin, can you talk? Just want to make sure that I can hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, perfect. So some tips about before you start this is you always want to get the consent of your patient. Just imagine if you had a virtual scribe or a scribe next to you, you want to ask the patient, is it okay if I use my scribe? So you want to ask the patient, I have this AI application that is going to listen to our conversation and is going to create a note for me, and that's going to allow me to really pay attention to you. So is that okay with you? If they say yes, you can proceed. So we put a little reminder here. And then, so right now you're seeing on your left, you see the screen on the phone. On the right, it's the web platform. You pretty much have the same settings on the screen on the right and left in the web and app. You can navigate to language. So for example, I have an automatic language detection option here. Because I see patients and I speak in Spanish and then we go back to English, I prefer to have that setting there. But if you only do English, you can just select United States English. If you're in Australia or in Canada and see patients that speak French or whatever your situation is, we have over 30 languages, and then you can select, you probably want your note in English, but if you're in a different country, you might want to select something different. You can ask the AI to include billing codes. And right now I'm using a template that I created. I'll show you how to create that in a minute. But by default, you're going to be using a soap note. I'm going to go ahead and select the one that I created just because I like it a little bit better. That's how I like my notes to look. And we're going to creating custom AI notes in a minute. But other things that are helpful here is you can either assign a patient, and to do that, you'll have to put the date of birth, name of the patient, gender. Some clinicians think prefer not to do that, so that's optional. It might take a lot of time to start putting all the patient information. So you can put a quick label here, and let's say this is Austin. So that's the name of our patient today. And then this section is the helpful information section. You know, sometimes when you're with a patient, you don't actually say, hey, Austin, you're 40-year-old and you're a male patient. So that's usually not how it goes in the visit. So I might just help out my AI and tell that I have a 40-year-old male as a patient. And you can put any other information that you think it's helpful and you might not discuss during the visit. This same sections you have here and helpful information, and then the label here. And then there are other settings that if you're using billing codes, you can select here, and you can, because you want to get the right EM code, you want to tell the AI if you're inpatient, outpatient, if this is an initial visit or follow-up visit. For now, I'm going to use my own template, and in my template, I only want ICD-10 codes. So that's what you're going to see. So let's get started. So
can I ask a question?
Yeah, I'll see. Go ahead.
So just to clarify on the language, so like here in the U.S., it's common. Here in California, I think that sometimes, like yourself, if you're bilingual, if you have someone that's speaking Spanish and you're able to speak Spanish, and you're, as a doctor, you can have everything translated into an English note.
Sorry, one second, Austin. I was just, are you seeing my screen?
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
Okay. I got distracted. I just want to make sure that I'm sharing my screen. So your question is that if there is a doctor that is speaking English and a patient is speaking Spanish, and then you have a translator?
Or just say in a case that the doctor is bilingual and they can both speak Spanish, and the patient's native language is Spanish, you can record it in Spanish, and then the note will come out in English.
Correct. Yes. So you see there, the note is in English, and you could select the voice to be in Spanish.
Okay.
or you can just leave it in automatic language detection, and it will detect your language. If you are speaking English and using a translator, if you just leave English, it will just pick the English portion of your conversation. So it will pick the translator and voice and your voice, and then we'll get the note from there. So before we click record, so we're using the mobile device to record. So I will put my mobile device in between my patient and me, or you might want to put it in your chest pocket. If you do that, make sure the microphone is facing up so it picks a little bit better audio. And this is if you're doing televisits. I recommend you use your phone and try to do the visit using your speakerphone on your computer, and then let your phone record. It gets tricky if you start using like headsets and you want to record on your web platform. It's not going to record the voice of your patient, only your voice. So it's better if you use your regular microphone. It works great with Zoom. With Google Meet, we were having some issues that we're trying to fix. But if you use record from the phone, everything's going to work. So anyway, so let's get started, and we'll do a very short visit. And let's see. Let me just pause for a second. Another thing that I want to mention is you have 2 hours of recording time, so you have plenty of time to do a long visit or a short visit. It's but it will accommodate for whatever your needs are. Okay. Hey, Austin. Dr. Bonilla. How can I help you today?
Yeah, hi. I'm dealing with a kind of illness right now. That I went as a chaperone for my sixth grader on a field trip for a week up in the Sierra Nevadas, and that was Monday through Friday. Came back about 10 days ago, and she was sick, and then a week from this past Saturday, I got sick, and it's been roughly 10 days, and I've been throwing up and having trouble keeping food down. A lot of congestion. Right now I'm feeling better head-wise, but I'm just coughing up a lot of phlegm.
I see. Well, I'm sorry you're feeling that, Austin. Any fever, chills?
No, I never had a fever, but I definitely had a lot of stomach issues and then congestion.
Okay, and is the congestion more like in your nose, or you feel it more like your chest is congested?
It's definitely in my nose. It's a little weird. Today is the first day I could breathe through my nose, but I notice like when I try to cough, it's definitely like a deeper cough that I'm trying to, it takes a lot to kind of get whatever is in my lungs out.
I see. Okay, and any shortness of breath or wheezing?
No, I haven't really tested it. The last 2 weeks, I haven't done anything as far as extra exercise or anything like that. So I haven't, other than walking, I haven't really had any issues. No.
Okay, and okay, and then you say you were vomiting. Are you still? When was the last time you vomited?
Last night.
Last night. Okay. Okay. Any diarrhea?
Not in the last 72 hours. I did have probably about 4 days ago, but it's gotten better since then.
Okay, excellent. Well, let me just do a quick exam. Let me open your throat, say and yeah, I see a little bit of redness in the back of your throat, but I don't see any like white spots or anything like that. And I feel a little bit of lymph nodes on your neck. Not too concerning. I think they're expected. And then let me listen to your lungs. Take a deep breath. Okay, and do it again. Perfect. So, your lungs sound pretty clear. So I think it's more like the mucus from your nose going down your throat, and maybe you're trying to get that out. As, not so much like mucus from your lungs, like pneumonia. So I think it's still all like upper respiratory issues. So, let's do a quick flu and COVID test, and 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 then I'll come back and tell you what the plan is. So my nurse is gonna come and do the test really quick, and then I'll come back in a second. Sounds good?
Sounds good.
So I'm gonna pause right now, and this feature is super helpful if you're like an ED doctor, you're seeing multiple patients at a time. You might want go see another patient while you're waiting for lab results and imaging results. So while you're doing that, I'm gonna pretend that I want to start um, another visit. So maybe I start seeing another patient and start recording, and then I finish, and or maybe I pause it too. I'm just gonna discard this recording. But what I want to show you is that you can go back and continue recording. You can do the same thing here on the web. Start, stop, and do that as many times as you want. If you wanted to see another patient, you will have to open another window and start the visit there. So, so that's a frequent question we get if we can start multiple visits, or sometimes you want to pre-chart, for example. If that's your thing, you could do that this way. Anyway, so let's finish the visit with Austin. So, hey, Austin. So, you know what? It seems like you have COVID. So, we, I mean, it seems like you're getting some minor symptoms. So we're just gonna treat your symptoms. I'm not gonna give you any other medication like antivirals or Paxlovid or something like that. I think you're on your way out. So I'm gonna give you some Sudafed for the congestion and some Sofran for your nausea, so you can start keeping down some food. And if you have some body aches or chills, take some Tylenol, um, and use a humidifier at night and some nasal saline. Try to flush everything out. And if you start having a fever and the cough is getting worse, I will be worrying about you having pneumonia. And please reach out and let me know if you're having any shortness of breath. In general, your symptoms are not improving the next few days. Just give me a call and we'll check it out. Sounds good?
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. Well, so I finished my visit, hit transcribe, and then the magic happens. You're gonna see if you refresh here, you're gonna see right. This one is processing on the web. Let me discard this. Let's see. It should start automatic. Well, I'm gonna use refresh. Yeah. Oh well, let's start. Usually, you see this automatically. Um, you'll see like an hourglass icon just saying indicating that it's processing your note. But anyway, so I use my my personal template. If you have a new account, you might be using like the default soap note, and it's going to be a soap note. But in my custom template, I have subjective, and you can see that it has like the level of detail is just amazing of everything that Austin told me. Um, I have a pretty good physical exam. Like, for example, I never said cervical lymphadenopathy. I just said that I felt some lymph nodes on your neck. And so it really makes it look like you really wrote this note. I have some ICD-10 codes. I have an assessment, and then a plan that I like to be in, to put in like a bullet point kind of thing. And I have a template where I already asked the AI to create like a after visit summary for my patient so that I can use.
Dr. Eddie,
Yeah.
can you minimize your phone screen and expand the?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me just zoom in a little bit. Okay, is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, so so the plan looks pretty good to me. Supported therapy, Sofran. Anyway, I think if you start using our AI Scribe, it's you will be amazed how good your notes are gonna look. So if, for example, you were using our default template and it's just a soap note and you wanted to create after visit summary, here we have the Copilot tools, and you can do a few things with this. You can ask for an after visit summary. Let's say this is for patient and at advanced level. You can select the language, and then it's going to start writing an after visit summary. And this is part of the Copilot that I was telling you about. Let's say that you want to ask Copilot a question about this, and maybe I'm gonna ask Copilot, what's the dose for Paxlovid? Anyway, I can ask any sort of question to Copilot, and it will help me out with some helpful answers. Now, once you have your note, you might want to add you might want to type some things, so you can always type and finish. I mean, you should read your note, make sure everything is there and everything is correct. But if you want to add something, you can type, you can dictate. So this little microphone, it's the regular speech to text. A patient also reports that he has had insomnia for the last week period. And I use a little hotkey control down arrow to stop the microphone. But you can use that feature as well. It's helpful. If you want it, you could. If you don't want to use any of the AI and you just want to go old school and dictate your note from start to finish using our like regular medical dictation, you can do that. Another feature that I wanted to show you is, so let's go back home. So you can create a new note from here. Those three buttons that you saw on the home, they're here. And I'm gonna do a quick voice chart. So let's say that Austin didn't give me permission to record the visit. So I was just gonna use voice chart to dictate. So I'm gonna use the soap note, and that's like the basic template. I'm gonna put a little label here, and I'm just gonna dictate. This is a 40-year-old male presenting with rhinorrhea and nausea and vomiting for a week. Endorses sick contacts, and on exam has bilateral clear auscultation, some erythema on the back of his throat, and cervical lymphadenopathy. Tested positive for COVID in the clinic. We're gonna treat cinematically with some decongestants and Tylenol as needed. We're also going to send a prescription for Zofran for his nausea. So I can transcribe that, and it should also take less than a minute. This is what I was talking about, that it automatically should start processing. You should see that. If not, you can always refresh, and it'll take a few seconds. We'll see the note. Obviously, it's going to have less level of detail because of my short dictation, but that's the basic SOAP note. If you wanted to just do an empty start from scratch, you can do that. Now, one of the unique things Chartnote offers compared to other AI scribes is that you can customize your templates. And so that's something that you can do here in library. And then you go to, well, here we have the snippets. So here's where you can create new snippets, and I'll show you in a minute how to expand the snippet. But I want to show you the AI-powered note templates. And here I have several, but this is the one that I use the most. The one called my SOAP Note 2. So let's review what goes on here. When you create an AI-powered note template, it can be used on AI Scribe or Voice Chart. You give it a name, and then you can actually tell the AI how you like your note. So, for example, I want it to be in the style of a family medicine doctor. I want to use acronyms, and because ChatGPT is or the AI writes the notes with excellent grammar, they usually put the acronym and then they spell out the acronym. But I don't want to do that, so I tell the AI not to do that. And then I can add sections. So if I want a new section, I click here. So my sections are the regular SOAP sections. I add this billing section where I want just the ICD-10 codes, and the objective, I give it a little template that I want it to follow, and then I ask the AI to adjust as needed. And you can use natural language to tell the AI the instructions. It doesn't have to be fancy. Here are some examples. We also have this thing called Chartnote Doc Wizard, where you can upload a sample note, and then it will give you some tips on what instructions you might want to give the AI. You put your, here, let me show you. It's going to start, going to ask for your specialty, and then provide a sample note, and then it will give you some things that you can add here. Now, and as you add the sections, if you click in this button, it will allow you to add custom instructions specific for that section. So, for example, in this assessment, I tell it to write a kind of like a summary of the assessment with 1 or 2 sentences, and then the plan, I like mine to be as a bullet point, and I like to use hashtags. So that's what you tell the AI to follow. Same thing with patient instructions. You can use, say, write a brief patient instruction and a basic language. So it's very adaptable and very powerful. The things that you can do with this, you can put some conditionals. If this happens, then write this. You can tell the address my patients. For example, earlier, Austin, you had a user that was a nurse in a school, right? So one of the instructions was, please address my patient as students, right? So like I said, you can really customize how your notes look, and then that really helps at the end, because then the notes really look like you wrote them and the way you like it to see. Anyway, so one of the things that I failed to mention here is the snippets. So for example, if you go to this section, snippets, and write exam, I have some sample templates here. And so if you insert those snippets, you have drop-down menus, optionals that you can enable or disable. And then ultimately, what you want to do is transfer the note to the EHR. So I'll show you how to do that. Let me show you another way to insert snippets. So for example, you see this is the abbreviation of the snippet. So if I type cough-pe and click here, it's going to insert the same template. So there are two ways to insert snippets into your note. And sometimes snippets are super helpful. If, for example, if you're doing a procedure, you're probably not gonna dictate the whole procedure, and you want to just insert a snippet with that procedure and get done with it. But anyway, so let's open a sample EHR here. So let's log into this EHR, open a chart, and what you want to do is you want to copy. You can copy the whole note. So depending on the EHR that you have, if it's a big block of text and you just need to copy the whole note, you copy and then paste into EHR. If you need to go section by section, you can go here, copy, and then paste into the specific section. So let's copy the objective. So it's going to copy the selections that you made here in this snippet. So let's paste. It pastes the plain text, and then same thing with the assessment and the plan. So you just do it one by one. Now we have a Chrome extension. So a Chrome extension is going to allow you to not having to go back and forth. You can actually dictate into the EHR. So for example, patient presented with rhinorrhea, period, next line, diagnosed with COVID-19, period, next line. So it's super helpful to dictate into the EHR. You can insert snippets. So for example, I'm going to do add cough-pe tab. And then I might do my selections here, insert, and it inserts the snippet. Now, if you had, for example, we create an AI Scribe note, and I wanted to insert it from here, this is the node that we created. With a single click, we can insert the note. Here's a little bit cumbersome because it inserts the whole node. So we are working on an update to do section by section. It should come out in a couple of weeks. But basically, this is a condensed version of Chartnote that works directly into your browser, and it works with any web-based EHR. So it won't work with Epic or Cerner, but all the other EHRs that are web-based, it works with that. Anyway, so going back to the web platform, let's let me see if I'm missing anything. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I think we'll go into the pricing really quick. And so we have a few subscription plans. The basic one you can create for free without any credit card requirements. It will allow you to do all of the features that you saw. It will have some limits, but you can start using them and see if Chartnote is something that will work for you. Now, we have 3 levels of subscription. The premium one, it's going to allow you to use as many templates and snippets as you want. So if you want to use snippets, premium is the subscription you want. If you want to do more of a dictation, speech to text, then you want to do a professional. And if you want to do unlimited use of AI, you probably want to use the max. This is the one that has become the most popular. If you do a yearly subscription, you save some money. If you have a team you want to onboard, we can do that. And it's billed per user per month or per year. But anyway, you can also pay as you go. So if, let's say if you want a premium subscription and then just buy a few credits to do AI generated notes, you can do that. Or if you want to use Copilot, you can buy some tokens. But if you're using a lot of AI and Copilot, you probably want to use the max subscription. Anyway, so thank you so much for your time. Any questions, Austin, that you saw in the chat?
No questions on it, but can you just refer to how, because this webinar went through a lot of different things. If someone was to get back on and want to explore, where is the library of information in terms of, if they want to create an AI powered note on, is there?
So it's in the right side menu here in library, and then you go to the AI powered note templates.
Okay. But also there's like YouTube videos.
Yeah, if you go to the learn section, here's a lot of video tutorials that you can explore. And there's also a help section. And here there are some helpful articles. And you can always reach out. There's a big feedback button. We always listen to user feedback and try to improve our platforms. So feel free to reach out, and also feel free to get some customer support. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Hope you enjoy using Chartnote, and let us know if there's anything you need. Take care.